I've been down the darkest roads and up in the clouds, but I've always felt that something's missing. That was until I found you right there in the crowd. You came into my life and started a fire. You made me feel like I could touch the sky. Oh, there's nothing missing now that you're my desire. Now all I have to do is to make you mine. 'Cause I know, and you know what we could be. Like a song, like a perfect melody. Baby, don't say you don't believe in me. 'Cause you know, and I know, we're onto something good. You know, and I know, we got something good. I've been waiting for the one forever.
Hey everybody, it's Dan. Hope you're well today. So welcome, Marketing and Sales Show. We kind of mixed everything up a little bit, and we've got a series of different shows that we're going to do, all based around different topics that I think people will appreciate. And they're designed to help your business, designed to help your wealth, designed to help your cash flow, all of that good stuff. And so hopefully now summer's over, we'll get back into the habit of podcasting again. Everything kind of tears off as we head towards summer, because let's face it, it's summer, too much paddle surfing, too much beach time, he says. He wishes. Sometimes that's not quite the case. But anyway, look, we're here, we're live, and welcome. If you're joining us from the UK, welcome. Hope you have some petrol. If you haven't got any petrol, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. So in today's session, I want to talk to you about content, and specifically about the 4 types of content that you really want to be avoiding when you're marketing your business. And so, you know, we keep rattling on that people should be going live more, and I'm being hypocritical this summer because really over summer we took a lot of time off, which is great, by the way. You know, I hope you guys had a good summer as well. Obviously, you know, it's 29th of September. You're almost in October, which, you know, the nights have obviously drawn in. It's nearly Halloween and bonfire night, then it's Christmas. But here in sunny Spain, we don't have any of that. We're still, you know, I'm still in shorts and a t-shirt, for goodness sake. Start filming this outside. But anyway, let's talk to you about the 4 types of content that I think you need to avoid when you're starting to promote your business. And the first one, as always, is where it's too salesy or if there's too much self-promotion. Now, I want to clarify what I mean by this. So too much salesy. If you're going live and every live is about sales, 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 buy this product, that's too salesy, okay? And I'm not saying that you don't self-promote, but I'm saying promotion is literally you being live. So for example, me being live right now is making people aware that I actually exist. And then because they're going to listen to me, and some are going to hate me, some are going to love me, and that's fine both ways. But now they know I exist, and they're going to keep more of an attention. They're going to keep more of an eye out for whatever then we then promote. So if we then post something this afternoon, I'm sure we've got something posted this afternoon. In fact, I'll have a look and I can tell you what we got posted, because we schedule stuff weeks in advance. I have no idea what's going out this afternoon on my social media. I have a team that do it, and I don't care what goes out. We have a pre-meeting that determines all the fixed posts that are going to go out. It might be a motivational quote, or it might be a link to a website. Let's have a look. I think it will be quite interesting anyway. What day is it? Wednesday. We've got a post about how to make money online, and it's selling a sales course. A course on how to make a course, right? 27 quid, really good. So at those times you can promote. But when you're going live and you're creating this type of content, and this type of content as well, by the way, will go into being turned into a podcast. If you're selling during this type of content, I think it really puts people off, unless in the title it says, come and join our, £27 training course. And then you talk about why people should join. When people join the live, they already know that they're going to try and get sold a £27 training course. But when you're giving out content, you should be adding value as much as possible. And if you're going out and you're just pushing the self-promotion, again, like how Gary Vee does this with his what's it called? Jab, 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 hook. And that's exactly what you guys should be doing as well. You should be, the jab, jab, jab is the jab, 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 hook, right? The jab, jab, jab is you providing content that's going to add value to your end users. So what sort of content would add value? It depends on who you are and what you do, right? But like a user guide for the widget that you sell, or 5 reasons not to use this widget in this situation, or 3 types of content that will increase engagement. That could be one of ours, for example. And so you're adding value. So that's the jab, jab, jab. And then the hook is where, you might push something out that's a salesy type thing, but you're going to do that a little bit later on. You're not going to do that immediately. And I think the plan here, and there's a problem with the plan, which I'll come on to in a minute, but the plan should be is to give as much value and as much content as you possibly can. And the problem with that plan for most businesses is that they haven't got time to do that because they've got bills to pay. And usually they're in deficit, okay? So they've got more bills than income. That's the problem for most people. And so they get themselves into this predicament where they've got to sell something today, because if not, they've got a bill going out tomorrow. They're not going to make the payment for it. It's embarrassing. It's bad for business, etc. And that's the problem that most people actually have, is that they need to sell something today. And obviously, when you're growing your business, and we've been there too in our business, it's not a great place to be. And you coming from a place not of love, or not from a place of wanting and trying to help people, but actually you're coming from a place where you need to sell something today, and if not, you're going to go bust. And it's not a great place to come from. We know, because we've been there, like everybody in business. We've all been there at some point or other. So when you're pushing your salesy stuff, it kind of backfires on you. That's why you shouldn't be doing it. Now, interestingly, we're in late September, about to head into October. All our costs are actually covered now, because we've got not only do we have a scalable business, but we've got a renewable business. Every month we've got people who pay the same money every single month on a set date. It's all on a spreadsheet. I can see it coming in. If it doesn't come in, I can chase it up. And so that's really cool for us. But now, up to the end of the year, I could literally not do anything else in terms of self-promotion, and we're covered. And that's a great place to be in, and that's where you need to get yourselves into. That's why we like the renewable income every single month. But if you're not in that and you're pushing out content, it's really hard not to be salesy. And so one of the keys for you is to start offering as much value as you can, start having some sales content, but trying not to push just sales, just self-promotion, because it will backfire. Maybe just grab a drink, because I'm getting dry. Hang on. Okay, next one. Number 2 then. If you've got any comments, by the way, stick them in the box down below. Next one then. This is on 4 types of content that you need to avoid in your marketing when marketing your business. Next one is insincere, or even worse, false information. And I've seen this, by the way. I've seen this from gurus. I've seen property gurus driving around in their Range Rover, mentioning no names here. I've seen them driving around in their Range Rover saying, I've bought myself a Range Rover. By the way, one of our clients has just bought himself a Range Rover. I'm not referring to him. Somebody else, a guru. And just bought himself a Range Rover, paid cash for it, and someone pulled up the registration number and were like, oh, it's on a lease. Like, why are you lying? Don't lie about that stuff. It's like, it's crazy. It's insincere. There's nothing that smacks worse than insincerity and false information. Crikey, it's 2021. The whole world is living around false information. We've got false information about Brexit, false information about COVID. We've got false information about HGV drivers and the impact of petrol and all this stuff, right? We don't need any more false information or insincere information. I drive right now, I think it's a 2006, 2008 Jeep, right? I love that car. I don't need to drive a brand new state-of-the-art Jeep. I'm very comfortable with my financial position. I don't need to fake any of that. I don't need to pretend I work 80-hour weeks. I don't. I work about 10 hours a week. And I don't even see, by the way, 80-hour weeks as being a badge of honor. Quite the opposite, in fact. But even 10 hours a week, it's irrelevant how many hours I actually work every single week. And maybe I'm not including some of the hours where I'm actually at work because it doesn't really feel like work. If I go paddle surfing and we're talking about someone's business, is that work or is that paddle surf? I don't know what it is. So I don't really know how many hours we work. But I'll tell you what I think it is. It's probably around 10 hours, something like that, 2 hours a day on average, right? But it doesn't matter. The Range Rover doesn't matter. If you buy a yacht, it doesn't matter. If you have a large house, it doesn't matter, because different things are important to different people. Some people think that just having as little work as you can, driving a beat up car, but having time freedom and all your bills covered so you never have to work, that's the most important thing. And then I've met other people and go, no, Dan, I need to have a Lamborghini. I need a Lamborghini, and we're living in a little crappy terrace house. That's not to say all terrace houses are crappy, of course, but it's irrelevant. But for some reason, we get ourselves into a situation where you feel like you have to show off. You got to give this wealth, or you have to say, well, I've got 100 clients when you've only got 10. And it's bullshit. We don't need any of that stuff. And I think it's 2021. One of the reasons why our videos do so well and we get great feedback, although our views aren't as high as we would like, it's irrelevant. The feedback that we get from those views is what's relevant to me, because they're the people that are actually going to get their wallet out and start paying for content. Isn't that interesting? And you can be as sincere as you possibly can. And when you're more sincere, and when you're more honest, and when, you know, people like me, and they, not everybody, but when people say they like me, what they usually add it up with is, I like your honesty. You call it like it is. There's no bullshit around that. And that works really well. We close business because of that. So you don't need to fake anything. You don't need to be insincere. If you say, oh, we care about that, and you don't care about that, well, don't say you care about it. Say you care about something you do actually care about. What's the point and what's the purpose of being insincere? It just doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. Let's see if we've got any comments. No comments, that's fine. Okay, then, number 3. And I am definitely at the opposite end of this spectrum. But having content that's too scripted. Now, I know that not everybody has an ability to get in front of camera, like literally in my notes. And if you see my eyes going down, I'm going to my notes. On my notes, I've got the title of what the heck I'm supposed to be talking about, because I keep forgetting. 4 types of content you should avoid in marketing your business. Great. And then below that, I've got 4 things that I'm going to talk about. Salesy or self-promotion, insincere and false, or too scripted. Number 3, and then number 4, which I'll come on to in a minute. I'm not going to tell you that just yet. You have to wait to the end. But number 3 is too scripted. My shows are not scripted in the slightest. I like to have a giant headline, which is kind of keeps me on track for 4 pieces of content I'm doing right now. And then I've got the subheadings. And some people, they literally have everything typed up. They spend hours typing it up, even checking spelling for some reason. They spend hours typing it up, and then they go live. Like, I haven't got time for that. And it's actually not that I haven't got time for it. I don't have the patience for it. I've got enough time as it happens. I just don't have the patience to do that kind of thing. So I just haven't got the patience for it. So stick away from too scripted. And if you struggle at first, trust me on this. I mean, we're up to, I think this is 596 podcasts. You do almost 600 podcasts. And then someone says, Dan, can you talk about sheep? I can talk about sheep for an hour. I have no idea what I'm going to talk about, but I'm pretty sure I could talk about anything for an hour, right? Sheep, dogs, cats, microphones, chairs, computer, anything, because you just get into the habit, and being better practice will make that easier. Okay, number 4 then is not adding any value. If you're just talking about, I mean, there is a caveat on this, by the way, but if you're just talking about stuff that's gone on today, where's the value, you know? I like to offer value. So in this podcast, in this show, what's the value? Well, we're giving you 4 pieces of content you shouldn't do. Too salesy, too insincere, too scripted, and no value. That's a 4 piece of value right there. And some people will get a lot out of this and go, yeah, I get that. Okay, what can I do to be less self-promotional? What can I talk about that's not self-promoting, but the context will provide the promotion, or me being out there, or if you're on a yacht and you can do a film, and not mention the yacht, by the way, but just talk about your business and how that's growing, or how you can help other people. That's not being too salesy or too self-promotion, but the yacht's there, right? If you can get onto the yacht, of course. One of the things I really hate, by the way, is people stood in front of private jets and a Lamborghini, and they're saying, "Oh, I'm just flying to Cannes," right? And I hate it. And we all know you're not flying to Cannes on that plane. We know it. Like, you film it up in the air on a private jet, not take a picture in front of a private jet. It's just like, we all know what you're doing, you know? And I hate that stuff. That's the insincere type of stuff. I can't remember who it was, and he posted, it was a famous rapper, and he posted, private jet to such and such. And someone took a picture, and he's on, like, you know, he's in he's in working class in the back of a plane. It's like, why are you doing that? You get caught out, you totally ruined it. But look, you should be adding value. And the type of value will depend on what your business is and what you can do in that business and how you help your customers. Talk about a customer success story, or talk about something that you do in your business that helps save people time. Add value. Or if you've got a tip in business that you were doing this before and then you discovered this, now it saves this amount of time and you can't live without it. Whatever that happens to be, then talk about that. So the caveat I was going to say on the no value, where it's like, I'm off to this today and now I'm off to this, is, you know, we've all seen those videos where it's like, follow me around for a day and we're going to do this and we're going to do that. And actually they can be quite interesting because it's like a behind the scenes peek. They can actually be quite interesting as well. I fly to Portugal tomorrow and I'm like, I should probably do something like that. We're going to a yoga retreat. Don't even, like, I've never done yoga in my life. Don't even ask. We got 4 days at a yoga retreat. A vegetarian, I'm a meat eater, vegetarian and fish barbecue every night. Sounds bliss, by the way. And we're going surfing lessons plus Ayurvedic massage. I have no idea on any of that stuff, but we're going. So those sort of videos, that actually is value because it's a behind the scenes look about what people are doing. And I probably should film it, but I hate doing stuff like that. But anyway, look, that's the 4 types of content. I hope you find that useful. Let me know in the box down below, and we'll be live again later on this week, hopefully, although we are traveling, so maybe we won't be. Who knows? It's a mystery to me as well. Anyway, look, have yourselves a wicked day, and we'll catch up with you soon. My name's Dan Latto. Take care.